luxurious evening paid for by Mexico.
I hope y'all are proud of yourselves. The guy wanted to give his hotel business a boost, and now we're praying that Cleveland makes it through July.
7:20 here. That is from the Correspondents Center. Larry Wilmore, the comedian. I would say that President Obama was the comedian last night, first comedian in chief. Kenneth Moton was there. Kenneth, I thought President Obama knocked it out of the ballpark.
He really did. There were some really good reviews about the president's last White House Correspondents' Dinner. There were some really good jokes in there. So I have to admit, I had some favorites when he talked about how people are already treating him like a lame duck president. Last week, Prince George, the little prince of England there, showed up to our meeting in his bathrobe. That was a slap in the face, a clear breach of protocol. Another one he had was about Trump could possibly successfully close Gitmo because he had experience in running waterfront properties into the ground. So I got a lot of laughs. And I will have to admit that I was sitting at the table next to Eric Trump, one of Donald Trump's sons, and there were some chuckles. There were some actual laughs there.
Frank, bring me up for a second. My favorite one, there were lots of ones, but I thought one of the first ones, listen to this, was one of the best.
If this material works well, I'm going to use it at Goldman Sachs next year.
Now, I thought he was great. He was on point. He was funny. He made fun of himself and everybody else. Then we get to Larry Wilmore, because I think Larry Wilmore is the actual story here. Let's first start with him picking on some of the news media. I thought his jokes about Wolf Blitzer weren't jokes. They were just rude and insensitive. You there?
You know what? I will say that when I spoke with Wolf Blitzer afterwards, I think he was the one who said, you know what, CNN, I'm always the butt of several jokes, and CNN gets hit pretty hard. But it was something that I think he could still laugh at himself. And I always say it's very tough for the media to critique the comedian who is critiquing them. And I will say, there was no network that was safe from Larry Wilmore. But it was that last line that he gave where he affectionately referred to the President of the United States and the first African-American president as his N-word,
yes.
Essentially. He dropped the N-bomb, and that had a lot of moans and groans throughout his stand-up routine there. But I will say that last one there brought the gas.
Yeah, okay, so let's get to the end here. So Larry Wilmore says, in a very poignant moment, Mr. President, I grew up in a time when blacks couldn't become quarterbacks, and now we live in a time where you're the leader of the free world. Boy, what an, thank you type of a deal. Larry Wilmore himself being African-American, and then drops the N-word, which I was watching it and I thought to myself, he didn't just call the president that word. I got to tell you, there's funny, there's crass, and then there's whatever that was, which was totally over the line.
The jaws really dropped there, and my big question was, besides the fact that it was done, because if you read the reviews today, it depends on if you're hearing from younger people versus older folks versus the Washington press corps crowd. I think there's different mixed reaction there, but I will see that the majority of it was a little disrespectful, and it definitely crossed the line. But the president, still hugged him up afterwards, and we didn't expect anything else. But yeah. I will say, inside that room, there was a lot of talk after about, did he run this by his Comedy Central bosses? Because, something like that could be a career ender. And I would have to believe he did, because I think I'm still shocked this Monday morning.
I am with you. We're going to talk about it in the 9 o'clock hour. I'm with you because there's some things you don't call the president. And I don't care the color. Right, yeah, right. And I don't care the color of your skin or his skin I don't care. It was like, oh my goodness. I'm with you, Kenneth. That was I think there's going to be a lot more backlash once everyone sort of gets their own time to comment on it. Kenneth Moton, ABC News correspondent. What did they serve? Did you order the fish or the steak?
So I got the steak,
okay.
And I have to admit, I got the double steak because I'm allergic to seafood. Can you believe it?
Good man.
But the big highlight of the night for me was I got my selfie with Kerry Washington.
Mm-hmm. A.K.A. Anita Hill.
A.K.A.
Yes.
Big star scandal.
Yes, there you go. All right. Kenneth, thanks for checking in.
Hey, thank you.
You got it. 7:25 here.